Last year, I read 40 books. Now that is about 3 books a month. And before you think I have lots of free time, and this is by all means not to brag, but just to highlight what is possible. I work full-time in a large investment bank. I sit on a board. I have a young family, and now I create content. And no, I don't outsource any of these things. But this is to show that when you're consistent, anything is possible. So in this video, I will share how I made reading a consistent part of my routine without burning out and fixating on it, and how it has changed my life unexpectedly. Hey, welcome to Spark Within. If you're into real talk, deep insights, and practical tools to live a life more intentionally and deeply, guess what? You're in the right place. Hit subscribe now and let's grow together. Your journey starts now. So, I studied law at Warwick, and reading dense technical material became second nature to me. But after graduation, when I started working, I started reading less and less unless it was for work purposes. I told myself and convinced myself that I read all day at work, so there's no need to read outside. But over time, those books got replaced with TV, Netflix, scrolling on my phone mindlessly, and before I'd known it, my entire time just had gone. And hey, I'm definitely not judging anyone who enjoys doing that. It's completely okay, but it just wasn't sitting right with me. And then a few years ago, my husband gifted me the Paperwhite Kindle, and that actually sparked this little bedtime routine. And I would read just before going to bed, even if it was for 10-15 minutes, and started gradually reading fictional books again. Then last year, I decided to do a time audit to just see how I was spending my time. The results came in, and it showed that I was spending nearly 4 hours on my phone without realizing. It was 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 30 minutes. I go to just check the weather, but then have spent 30 minutes because I've then gone on to checking Instagram, Facebook, responding to a couple of WhatsApp messages, and then forgotten that the original reason why I was checking my phone was just to see what the weather was like today. So that was my breaking point. And then I thought, I need to replace this with a better habit. So what benefits have I noticed since making reading a key part of my routine? And there's a number of things I've actually noticed. One is mental sharpness. Reading is like a gym workout, but for your brain, because you're seeing all these images come up as you're reading a story. The words are forming in your mind. I am learning constantly. My focus has improved from being scattered and from jumping all over the place. I find myself now getting into deep focus state more easily when I start reading a book or even when I'm at work. My vocabulary is expanding. I'm getting content inspiration from the things I'm reading, and my creativity, I feel, is expanding and thriving as I'm being exposed to new concepts and ideas. And lastly, but most importantly, I'm modeling healthy habits for my daughter. I don't set out a goal that I must read 3 books a month or I must achieve 30, 40 books by the end of the year. That puts pressure on it. And actually, it takes the joy out of reading itself. I just commit to reading a little on a daily basis. And here's what it looks like. In the morning, after I've done my morning ritual and my morning routine, I read for 30 minutes before everyone else gets up. And the days when I commute in, I get 60 minutes reading time on the way in and 60 minutes commute time on the way back. And before bed, I have to read at least a few pages. It could mean I could end up reading 25 to 30 minutes, or some days when I'm exhausted, I just end up reading for 5 minutes and just fall asleep, and I've barely even made it to the bottom of the page. And the biggest shift is phone replacement. When I'm in the house, I place my phone away from me and I've replaced it by reading. So that the urge to use my phone, now instead, I turn to my book. And in the past, that 10 to 15 minute random scrolling on my phone is now replaced by reading on my book randomly for 10 to 15 minutes. I typically read 2 books at a time. In the morning, I prefer reading more mindset, reflective, self-development or business books. Afternoons and evenings are for fiction and non-fiction books. There's creative, and audiobooks definitely count. Research shows that there is no difference between reading or listening to a book. It uses the same part of the brain. If you want to start reading without any pressure, just start small. Read a couple of pages a day. Replace 10 minutes of scrolling with 10 minutes of reading. And you'll be amazed by how quickly it starts compounding. If you found this useful, give it a like and drop a comment. And remember, we all have a spark within us.